Folks, fellas, furries, I'm back on my bullshit. I shouldn't say that. Whatever. Anyways, yeah, I'm back. I'm hyperfixated again. This time it's on marble hornets, so here I am to talk about marble hornets because I'm so normal about it. Haha, haha. Yeah, I'm in college, and I haven't been able to do much schoolwork because I've been thinking about marble hornets so much, which is weird because it's like 15 years old now, so it's very old. I mean, this series started when I was like, what, 3? Which is insane. Wait, no, I couldn't have been 3. I would've been 4, which is still insane. So I don't know how I feel about that. But yeah, I really like Marble Hornets. I think it's a really good series, and I can't stop thinking about it. And I've spent money on it. I bought the digital download of all of the seasons. I have merch. It's a struggle. It really is. I love it though. It's really good. This is not my first time being interested in it either. I kind of got into it in my first creepypasta phase, which happened when I was in 5th grade, I want to say. 4th or 5th grade, I kind of got into it, but I didn't watch all of it because I was a huge scaredy cat, and I actually couldn't really handle horror all that easily. Like, I was scared of the movie Coraline. Like, I just could not watch it very easily, and I like tried to watch it, and I would just get so scared because I thought Slender Man was gonna show up and kill me, and it, like, honestly, it's kind of fun to think about. Like, it makes me feel very nostalgic, because whenever I watched it, I would watch it to a certain point, and then I would get so scared that I had to stop. And the way that I recovered from my fear is I would go and pull up Thack TV, which is created by the same people who made Marble Hornets, but it's completely different in that Thack was just like them making dumb skits that were like funny. So I would just like try to watch as much of Marble Hornets as I could, and then I would turn around once I got scared and I would go watch like Troy Moves Out, or, you know, Joseph Finds a Grapefruit or something like that. And I don't know, that was a very fun period in my life, and I didn't even manage to finish Marble Hornets back then. I know I got to season 2 because I was at the hotel arc, and something about the hotel arc, man, just like really scared me. I think it's just like the uncomfortable energy of it, where like you don't see pretty much anyone else in the hotel, and like something about the colors just like makes me feel nauseous almost. Like I love Marble Hornets. I could talk about it for so long. I'm trying to keep this short though, because I don't want this to be like a 30-minute long speed paint. Anyways, this little thing that I'm drawing is actually from my favorite entry in the series, that being entry 54. It's one of the only ones that I can actively remember the entry number for. I'll put a little clip of the section I'm drawing, like right here.
Good news, guys. We have flashlight.
Even better news, guess what's battery powered?
Oh, this day just got so much better.
That's me referencing a different drawing of Alex Kralie I did. That is one of the things he says in season 1. Unfortunately, Alex Kralie is my favorite character in Marble Hornets, and I say unfortunately because Alex Kralie is not a good person. Like, I'm not gonna spoil anything if someone watching this has not seen Marble Hornets, which is somewhat likely, I would say, but Alex Kralie just sucks so much. He's the worst, and I hate him, and yet he's my favorite character. I love him. Yeah, he's just so funny to me. Such a funny character. I don't know. I gush about him to my friend Max a lot. Yeah, the worst part about him, honestly, is the fact that he's a film major. That's the scariest part of the whole series, being a film major. There's me not knowing what keyboards look like. I know this keyboard doesn't look like the one that's in the actual entry. That's just because I couldn't get a good view of it in entry 54 to figure out like exactly what it looks like, so I just kind of based it off my own keyboard that I have. So I was guessing a little bit. I'm trying to figure out what to say to not spoil it, aside from how much I've enjoy Alex Kralie as a character. I have Alex Kralie as my profile picture on Discord now, just because I'm so normal. Yeah, I will say, as far as characters go, there's not a single character in Marble Hornets that I, like, dislike, I guess, because, you know, Alex Kralie's not the best, but he's still an enjoyable character, as much as I think I would hate him if he were a real man. Like, I would not be able to be in the same room as him for more than, like, a minute, but... Like, Tim is also just a great character. I love him. Jay is so silly with his little hotel documentary that he's making. Love that guy. Like, Brian, what a star. I love Brian. Like, it's just... Even Jessica, like, I didn't get to know a whole lot about Jessica when I first watched it, because I stopped at the hotel arc, because I was just so scared. But I love Jessica. She's like one of the... Again, not to spoil anything, but she's like one of the only characters who actively like makes sense. Like Tim and Jessica are like the two smartest characters in the whole series. They're so real. I love them. There's me trying to figure out a light source. Never try to shade without figuring out where your light source is, because it's so difficult without like making a little guide for myself. I don't know why. Yeah. Also, while I was drawing this, I'm not sure if you can see, but in the top right there's like a little preview of the entire canvas. I was not thinking about making a video when I first started drawing this. I was just drawing Marble Hornets because I'm normal, and my friend had reminded me of this little series where I do a little speed paint and talk about the things I like, and I had completely forgotten that existed because, you know, college is hard. So I, you know, but yeah, Alex time. I'll put the little doodles up here in case anyone is interested. Hee. God, I can't think of things to say. I'm trying to not have a lot of dead space, because I don't know, I think it's boring when videos have that. But yeah, I go insane when I think about Marble Hornets sometimes, man. I have to like prevent myself from interacting with it too much, or else my brain like goes catatonic and I can't do anything when I have to be doing homework. It's like it makes me go insane. It makes me go absolutely insane. I literally like, oh my gosh, one fun thing about Marble Hornets, I say fun, it's maybe a problem, is that I have unintentionally like memorized part of it, particularly not even of main Marble Hornets. I've memorized the bad Marble Hornets movie that Alex Kralie is making within the Marble Hornets universe, because that's the, like, I don't remember what it's called, inciting event or whatever, is the fact that Alex Kralie was making a student film called Marble Hornets, and they made a couple little scenes from Alex Kralie's Marble Hornets, and for some reason my brain watched those and went, oh yeah, we're incorporating that into our brains permanently now. So like, every once in a while I'll just start thinking about that stupid quote from the Marble Hornets trailer where it's like Brian, when an object enters the time stream, time starts to correct itself. Love is like, imagine 4 balls on the edge of a cliff. Like, I don't want that to be part of my vocabulary, and yet it is, and it makes me so mad. That's the part where I realized I had been drawing the shading on the coloring layer and not the shading layer. Oopsie. Yeah, that is part of just my daily thoughts now. That's like a vocal stim that I do or whatever. Another one is from... This scene makes me so angry, but there's also a scene where, in Alex Kralie's Marble Hornets, where it's Tim and Brian going to get coffee, and they have a conversation in this car, and oh my god, this is just because I've taken a film class, but it drives me insane, and it's so funny, but like, oh, it's painful to watch, like, I'm going crazy, I'm going feral, I can't speak, but like, there's this dumb, stupid scene that I love so much, where it's just them in the car talking about going to a coffee shop, and they're talking, and Tim's like asking why he wants to go to a coffee shop so bad, and Brian like kind of explains it, and Oh my god, Brian's like, oh, my girlfriend Sarah didn't really like coffee. I mostly just went to this place by myself. Great latte. To which Tim replies, oh, Brian, only you, Brian. You and your coffee. Like, that's nothing. That dialogue says nothing. It's so dumb. It makes me go insane. I've just got a notification on my watch that I have a high heart rate. That's what it's doing to me. Wow, I did not expect that to go off. Anyways. Yeah, I really like Marble Hornets is the moral of the story, and I think about Alex Kralie's Marble Hornets a lot. And honestly, this hyperfixation is low-key a little bit debilitating. But not in a super bad way, just in like a kind of annoying way where it's like, oh, I wish I could do like my coding homework or whatever, but here I am thinking about Alex Kralie instead. Awesome. It's better than being a film major, though. That's the moral of the story of Marble Hornets, is to never be a film major. That's also my favorite headcanon about the scary events in Marble Hornets, because, you know, it's about Slender Man or the Operator or whatever. My personal belief is that the only reason Slender Man gets involved is because he sees Alex Kralie's dumb student film and goes, oh no, I have to stop this, I can't let this continue, and that's why the bad things happen to the characters. Also, unfortunately, I'm trying to be cautious about spoilers because, like, since I got into this series a little bit as a 10-year-old, a lot of the big moments in Marble Hornets have been spoiled for me for years, and I only actually watched it in its entirety in like 9th grade in high school or something, and then I ended up rewatching it like 8 times or so. I rewatched it a crazy amount, mostly with commentary, because I love commentary, but I've rewatched this series so many times, and there's so many scenes from it that are just floating around in my brain, but I had it spoiled for me, and if anyone is interested, I highly recommend go watching it, because it's very good, and I think it holds up really well, even though it's almost 15 years old. The 15-year anniversary is this year, this summer, and I'm very excited for it. I believe on Troy's Tumblr, which Troy is one of the creators of Marble Hornets, he mentioned that he's got something planned for the anniversary, which is really exciting, and I'm hoping to see what it is. And who knows if my hyperfixation is going to last that long to where I am still interested at this level once the anniversary rolls around. But we'll see. Anyways, there's the finish. There's Alex Kralie. I didn't draw in a lineup of all the characters because I didn't feel like it. There's a transparent version also. Anyways, see ya.